I remember the first time I walked into the sanctuary of Trinity Lutheran Church, seated in the carved wooden pews, hearing the music of our pipe organ, and warmed by the light of the stained glass windows, took my breath away. God felt very near. However, there was one architectural feature that caught my imagination and got me thinking. The basement. I'm a Florida cracker. If you dig a hole 3 feet deep, it will fill up with water overnight. I am pretty sure I have never been in a basement in Florida before. Well, except for the old Moss Brothers bargain basement. But the basement got me thinking about the people who built this house of worship. Where did they come from? Did they live here in the summer without air conditioning? My first guess, based on just the basement, probably not Florida-born.
March 26th, 2021 marks the 110th anniversary of the founding of this congregation. In this video, we would like to share the history of our congregation's first 15 years, from our earliest meetings in a room over Rom's garage to the construction of this church building. The history of our church community is directly linked to the development of the city of St. Petersburg, which was incorporated on February 29, 1892, with a population of 300. By 1910, the city's population had grown to 4,127. By then, St. Petersburg was known as the Sunshine City. It was a promotional theme to showcase the #1 attraction of St. Petersburg then and now, the year-round sunshine.
Sunshine was not only branded, but guaranteed. The Evening Independent newspaper offered free newspapers any day the sun didn't shine. Did you ever receive one of those free newspapers? It cannot be emphasized enough how important the tourist population was to St. Petersburg, which led to the founding of Trinity Evangelical Lutheran Church.
On March 26, 1911, 9 families, including that of a retired pastor, founded Trinity Evangelical Lutheran Church, establishing the first Lutheran congregation on the west coast of Florida. The first services were held in a room above the garage and auto showroom owned by founding member F.W. Rom, which was located at 2nd Street and 2nd Avenue South.
Captain Rom, an immigrant from Germany where he had been a military officer, was the driving force behind the founding of this congregation. The Rom family sold and serviced cars and stored them for winter visitors, making sure they were in working order when the snowbirds returned each year.
An announcement in the St. Petersburg Times indicates that the establishment of this congregation may have been as much of a business decision as a matter of faith. The announcement read in part, "The Lutherans have organized a society and are hoping to erect a house of worship for themselves. It has been discovered that quite a number of members of this society have hitherto gone to other winter resorts when St. Petersburg was their choice, simply because there was no evangelical Lutheran service in the city."
Winter visitors were a driving force behind the formation of this congregation. Established churches were important to the growth of the city. Again, from the St. Petersburg Times, reporting on the decision to establish our congregation, we read, "There are a large number of tourists of this faith here in the winter, and it is expected that quite a little financial aid will be received from them, as many of them have expressed their desire for a church here. All members of the faith in the city are invited to attend the meetings."
In its first year, the congregation purchased a small lot at 5th Street and 2nd Avenue South, where they built a small wooden chapel. In 1913, a parsonage was added on the same site, which allowed the congregation to call its first resident pastor John Hall.
In 1917, Pastor Hall left to serve as a chaplain in the United States Army. In all, 7 members of Trinity Lutheran enlisted in the armed forces to fight in World War I. In its first decade of existence, this congregation knew the threat of both a world war and a global pandemic.
By the end of 1920, the congregation had grown to 85 members. On March 5th, 1921, almost 10 years to the day after the congregation had been founded, the church property at 5th Street and 2nd Avenue South was sold to the YMCA for $25,000 to provide the site for their building that, although boarded up and in disrepair, still stands there today.
6 blocks north, on the corner of 5th Street and 4th Avenue North, a new piece of property was purchased for $15,000 for the construction of a permanent place of worship. In May of the same year, the adjoining lot and house was purchased for $15,500 to serve as the parsonage.
In January of 1922, construction on the church began, and the cornerstone was laid on April 16th.
The first furnishings of any house of worship is the faithful gathered in prayer and praise. In January of 1923, with the main floor still unfinished, the first service was held in the basement. The first service in the completed church was held on October 12th, 1924. At this point, the congregation had 201 members. In September of 1925, the art glass windows crafted in Germany were installed. The final addition to Trinity Lutheran's house of worship was the installation of a pipe organ in December of 1926. And as of January 1st, 1927, 5 years after construction began, Trinity Lutheran Church recorded 339 members in the congregation's register.
In the decades since, the congregation grew and then shrank, as was the case in all U.S. churches. One of our members was an acclaimed painter named Halsey Peterson. In his later years, when painting became difficult, he designed and created the anniversary banners that hang in our sanctuary. Each contains surprising details and powerful symbolism. In 2014, when I was called by the members to serve as their pastor, we had at best 60 people worshiping on a Sunday morning. I referred to the congregation as being small but mighty because I was so impressed by their obvious love for one another, for the visitors at worship, and for the most desperately poor and vulnerable residents of this city. They used to call us the elevator church because you had to use our elevator to get to the free hot breakfast that was served here every Saturday morning. Soon after I arrived, the congregation voted to be a reconciling in Christ congregation, identifying us as a place where the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender communities would be affirmed, advocated for, and welcomed. In 2015, we served as the venue for the first interfaith worship service that was created for the city's Gay Pride celebrations. Over the past 6 years, we've had a steady growth in membership and in a commitment to our downtown neighbors. We have served as the venue for a number of community events, and we provided a new home for the oldest AA group in Pinellas County. Today, we carry the hopes and dreams of those who have gone before us in 110 years of love and service as we discern God's will for our congregation now and in the future.